All right, question by question. Number 12 is saying t equals 581s plus 150p, and if you read the problem carefully, it's basically asking you to solve for p. So to solve for p, we're gonna just use algebraic technique. So we want to solve for this p, so we're gonna start over here. We're gonna subtract this 581 to the left side. So we got t minus 581s equals 150p. Now all we have to do is get rid of the 150, so because it's being multiplied, we're going to divide it. Divide 150 to both sides, and you get t minus 581s, all divided by 150 equals p. That's answer choice C. All right, moving on to number 19. So this is an equation. First thing that you're going to do with this equation is you're going to distribute this 2 to the x and to the 8. So you get 2x plus 16 minus 4x equals 10x plus 4. Next thing I would do is combine these like terms. 2x minus 4x gives you negative 2x. You got 16 equals 10x plus 4. Next thing I would do is I would combine my x's. So I'm going to subtract 10x from both sides. You could also, in this step, if you wanted to, add 2x to both sides. In the end, you'll get the same answer. So if I subtract 10x from both sides, I end up with negative 12x plus 16 on the left side and just 4 on the right side. Next thing I would do is I would subtract 16 to both sides to cancel this one out, and I get negative 12x equals negative 12 because 4 minus 16 is negative 12. Last thing, divide both sides by negative 12 and you'll see that x equals 1. Number 29 tells you that a rectangle's width is 3/4 of its length. So that means we're going to use L for both sides right here. L and 3/4 L. You always want to find which one can I use. Can I use W for both or L for both? In this case, you can use L for both. Now it gives me the perimeter is 420. So if I want to find the perimeter of this, basically I would say L plus 3/4 L plus another L plus another 3/4 L. And that's what I did right here. L plus L, that's these two guys, plus 3/4 L, that's this width, plus 3/4 L, that's this other width. And I get 420. I'm going to combine all these like terms. L plus L is 2L. 3/4 plus 3/4 is 1.5. All right, just use decimals. So I got 2L plus 1.5L is 420. Then I combine these two and I got 3.5L equals 420. Divide both sides by 3.5 and I get 120 for my length. Number 34. Again, perimeter problem. It tells you the perimeter of this whole triangle is 8x minus 6. I know this is 3x minus 1, and this is x plus 1, so what is this? Well, you can kind of do this one in your head, right? So you're like, if this is x and this is 3x, that gives me 4x's. I need 8x's, so there's got to be a 4x on this one. Then you can do your numbers. 1 plus negative 1, that gives me 0. I need a negative 6, so that means this guy needs a negative 6. So my answer will be 4x minus 6, which is answer choice B. You can do it quantitatively right here, algebraically. So x plus 1 plus 3x minus 1 plus question mark, QR, equals 8x minus 6. Combine your like terms. That's 4x, and then 1 minus 1 cancels out to 0. So you get 4x plus question mark equals 8x minus 6. And all you have to do to solve for question mark is subtract 4x. When you do, you get 8x minus 4x is 4x. 4x minus 6. That's your missing side. That's answer choice B. All right. The last problem for you is problem number 35. 4x squared minus 52x plus 169 equals 121. This can look a little complicated. You can do a couple of things. You can put this quadratic into your y equals and go to your table, find when the output's 121. If you do that, you'll find that it's 121 two different times, at 12 and at 1. All right, that's option number 1. Option number 2 would be subtract 121 to the left side so that you have this quadratic equal to 0. Once it's equal to 0, you can factor. You can do a greatest common factor, factor out a 4 from the entire quadratic, and you got 4 times x squared minus 13x plus 12. This is a quadratic we know how to factor, so we factor it to x minus 12, x minus 1, find the zeros, 12 and 1. The last thing is you could graph it. And if you graph this one, and I'm talking about this one, once you've subtracted 121 to both sides, you would find the zeros, and that's 1 and 12.